Welcome to Sports Geek Throwback. Here's your host, the sports geek himself, Sean Callanan.
G'day, I'm Sean Callanan from Sports Geek, and welcome to Sports Geek Throwback, where I pick out the best bits from the Sports Geek podcast archive. For this week's Sports Geek Throwback, I go back to episode 201 with Ryan Kaveney, published in July 2018. Ryan was at the GWS Giants at the time. He is now the CFO at Sonder. Remember, if you need help across your digital, marketing and sponsorship teams, please get in touch. That's what we do in applying the digital to dollars process to help your team build revenue. In this throwback episode, Ryan and I discuss funnels of fan acquisition. You can listen to the full episode at sportsgeekhq.com/201. Enjoy.
You know, the AFL, they went, oh, we've reached everybody. All the fans that are fans, we've reached. They know about us. They see us on and it's like, well, where are the new fans? And so part of it is geographical, being the growth corridor that Western Sydney is, but then part of it is also, where people come from, people that aren't native to Australia, that don't know the game, that are new, and then, kids that aren't being introduced in the traditional way, like I was, My great-granddad played for Collingwood, so my dad told me I barracked for Collingwood. I didn't get a choice. My son didn't get a choice, and how do you then get to those new fans? And that's where all the programs and everything you're doing now is, like you said, it's both seeding things for now, but 10, 15 years from now, what the club might become.
Yeah, and look, we really think that we can become a big club because of the growth and the population that is in Western Sydney. And so if I was to call out, the three funnels of fan acquisition that we look at, we talked about one, which is participation, and we work really closely with the league on that. And so all the people that are technically AFL employees, they wear Giants branded stuff out in the communities in Western Sydney. Yep. So they're pushing our brand, and that's a really successful funnel, but it's a funnel that is steady. You can't accelerate it. You can't supercharge it. Yep. You can try, but it's a pretty steady growth over the next 10, 15 years. The second one would be community. Yep. And what are we doing there? Are we being genuine? Are we really living the values of Western Sydney? We've got a fantastic community team that has been that's been one of the major successes from day one of the club, I think, is that they've really done good work in genuine work and really identified what was important to that community and been out there both in Canberra and Western Sydney. And then the third one is everyone else. Yeah. And that is a constant battle of trying different things, different techniques.
And so how do you, because that's a big brief. It is. How do you give to your, because a lot of the time when we're talking, with digital teams and say, hey, what are the content you're going to do? The easiest thing to do is to hit up your digital cheer squad. The people are always in, and it's like, yes, you want to keep those people engaged and keep growing them, but you're also saying we want to make sure that there's this content that gets these people who've never heard of us, and whether it's quirky content that drives the personalities of the players or silly trick shots or like what? It's like, how do you give that brief to say, well, we're serving multiple masters here? Yeah.
It's a great question. There's no silver bullet. Yeah. It's trying and learning. Certainly it's connecting the emotional side of us as a footy club, right? Yeah. Sydney's it's the most competitive sports market per capita with professional teams. Melbourne's, I think, 2 in the world. And so we've got to make sure that, how are we differentiating ourselves? What do we stand for so that that person that may not have a real knowledge of AFL, but also isn't necessarily, an entertainment seeker, if you will. Yeah. We need to connect with them on some sort of emotional level. And whether that's a brand exercise, whether that is unique content that we get out there. Luckily, our fans, our 20,000, they're pretty rusted on. Yeah. They love the club already. And so, we really feel like we can use them as promoters. We feel like we've got to continue to try and do different things. Yep. But we're also looking outwards and seeing what's working in other places. And, it's a constant A/B test, if you will. Yeah. And we're continuous growth is what we're looking for every year, not trying to solve all the issues of the world.
If you like this Sports Geek Throwback episode, please check out the full episode at sportsgeekhq.com. Please share Sports Geek with your sports business colleagues. We appreciate you sharing. We love working with podcast listeners. Please get in touch so we can help your team. Go to sportsgeekhq.com/phone call. All Sports Geek episodes are available at sportsgeekhq.com and all podcast platforms.